Thank you. The fate of TikTok will be something President-elect Trump will have to address. The U.S. Supreme Court upheld the federal law banning it. The justice's opinion is that concerns about the app and national security outweigh the First Amendment free speech rights at this point. Fox 4's Sean Rabb looks at the future of TikTok and its users, including a North Texas influencer. Sean.
Yeah, Steve, first things first, someone from the United States or another country has to buy the app before Sunday or TikTok goes on lock. You know what? Texas was one of 30 states to ban this app on government-issued devices and networks and in public universities back in 23. Now the Supreme Court says the federal law is right to close the app. This is day one crisis, perhaps, for President Donald J. Trump, the president-elect, who may try to keep TikTok ticking.
I'm in shock. I haven't really processed all my emotions yet.
TikToker Matthew Kraft in despair with the ruling from the U.S. Supreme Court upholding the federal law that blocks TikTok beginning Sunday. Kraft, at Matt on the social media platform with 2 million followers, quit his job in 2019 and provided for his family through the app.
A lot of work that I put into something, and just losing it is just going to feel like starting from the ground again.
Congress passed bipartisan legislation banning TikTok last year, arguing the Chinese government could spy through the video sharing app and influence the public, especially younger TikTokers. TikTok sued.
We aren't going anywhere.
Saying America was violating the First Amendment right of free speech for 170 million of her own people. The justices unanimously agreed to keep the law against TikTok unless other ownership takes over, ruling the threat to U.S. national security is real, even in a virtual world.
It's hard to do something here because this law is a lot more complicated than just, do we have TikTok or not?
President-elect Donald Trump, during his first term, tried to ban TikTok. Now he wants to keep it. But constitutional law attorney David Cole says it may be a hard fix because the law puts penalties on people who do business with TikTok.
Like Apple. If Apple doesn't take it out of the App Store, well, it has a whole bunch of penalties, and so on down the line. So a lot of companies that, if President Trump comes in, signs an order that says we're going to go easy on TikTok, well, the people down the line are going to say, well, what about us?
You have economic pressure that is created by the elimination of TikTok.
UNT Dallas economics professor Amaju Loving says small and medium businesses that have benefited from what TikTok offers could be broken by the ban.
Something as large as this app going away, there will be ripples, and some of them may be a little bit unexpected.
Matthew Kraft is already there.
It's just really scary.
Yeah, it is scary and uncertain for a lot of people who make their living on this app. Now, here's what, there have been some hands raised, some folks saying over the last week, we'll step up and we'll purchase the app. If that's in the works now, that's going to be around-the-clock negotiations. We'll see if it goes dark on Sunday. And Steve, the CEO of TikTok, is scheduled to be in Washington, D.C. Monday for Mr. Trump's inauguration.
If it goes dark Sunday, that ought to be an interesting conversation. All right, Sean, thank you very much.